Hello everyone, this is Sol Inferno, and I'm a magical essayist, a scholar of occultic lore, and I study esoteric practices. I purview hidden knowledge and lost arts of a non-forbidden kind. Some things might be dangerous to try, and are not safe for life. It's scary, but not dangerous to know of, like creepypastas. Despite my love of scientific method, none of the things I speak of can ever be directly proven with current technology. If you are involved in the occultic world, kindly run all the things you have learned here through your own channels and guides, and do not copy wholesale or practice and regurgitate without passing through your own filter. You will land yourself in trouble, and I'm not bailing you out. If you are not involved in the occultic world, it's a good world building for blood-pumping dice roll. My lawyer agrees that this is all entertainment and not meant to be taken too seriously. Alright everyone, today might be a short one, so I'll probably release another one soon. Things in this aspect can get very complicated because there aren't any true clear lines. In popular media, sometimes people can be the descendants of spirits. Whether it is a Japanese yokai, Turkish culture origin wolf goddess, or the myriad of non-human ancestors inclusive of gods, humans didn't always come from humans. Rocks, rivers, fish, clay, the list is endless. The descendants often claim certain perks, like their ancestors leaving their progeny with great and ferocious strength. Others are more fantastical and claim descent from spirit royalty. In this case, the divine ancestor often look human enough, but beautiful. Regardless of your belief, it's quite possible and common to spiritually trace someone's ancestry. You trace and find it wound up to the spirits, to the point where you can no longer tell how many parents this one person in the ancestry tree has. It is a common occurrence. It is not even a point of questionable variance where their parents really got around. Spiritually tracking down an ancestor isn't done to a great degree anymore. Since the advent of DNA testing, the great manual for revealing affairs and securing divorces with improved asset splits. Jokes aside, some of these lineages carry not only animalistic instincts, but also magic and curses. For those who are interested in worshipping folk spirits or yokai, one of the limitations is to never harm their descendants. So before you embed yourself deeper in the occultic practice, it is wise to first uncover your lineage. Otherwise, prepare for a very awkward conversation with your ancestors, asking you the reason you are worshipping a mongoose god when you are favored by a deity of serpents, and descended from one. Your ancestors might see such actions as treason. That said, overbearing ancestors have many descendants defecting into other families through marriage, worship, or dissolving family bonds. Exiling themselves, in a sense. Elopements and hiding under another ancestral tree may count for the third criteria of the day. Going further, if you have zero connection to your heritage and ancestry, do not throw yourself into the spirit world and randomly ask for adoption. A devil can snatch you up and you wouldn't know. Meditate, study your options, and first explore your personality and life path. Recognize your most prominent flaws first, before you seek out meditation and cure. Spirit guardians. Many may not be able to distinguish between spirit guardians or familiars. Some people distinguish them by their power level. Others distinguish them by their point of origin. In technicality, guardians are often appointed, either by a higher power or self-appointed, whereas familiars have to be sought out. However, there are cases of hereditary familiars. At this point, there won't be any noticeable differences. For all intents and purposes, in here, there are no differences between them. Those that separate them by power level often split familiars into the weaker category and guardians into the stronger one. For those people, they have never truly seen powerful familiars. There are black magic familiars strong enough to change the angle in which you film them. literally working their own magic into hard film, changing the angles, positions, and even the direction they travel in as they are captured into what is essentially known as ghost footage. Some of the familiars you may see or own are hereditary family guardians, a gift from one generation to another. Other times, they attach themselves to a person or family because they really like them. In rare occasions, as a reward for piety, a god can attach a spirit guardian on a person, like a fairy godmother. Spirit step-parents. In cases of spirit step-parents, they are almost parents, except you can often sense two parents and one third willing spirit. They can make spiritually tracking down ancestors difficult and complicated, which is why I don't recommend it. DNA tests may be expensive in some areas and unreliable in others, but they are still more trustworthy than psychics and tarot readers, all the more when monetary incentives and desperate people are involved. These step-parents may show up in ancestral tree, or they can leave themselves out. It can be a forceful or a fatal adoption by a spirit, to the extent of passing down traits to the adopted young. These can be hard to differentiate from spirit parents, as some spirit step-parents are so jealous that they can cut off actual spiritual links from the parents and insert themselves as a sole parent. There can be extents where they abscond with the child spiritually, causing a sudden change in personality, mental breakdown, or alienation from family. This is strictly in the case of spiritual involvement. And before diagnosing someone for being spirited away, you should always go through medical and mental health professionals. This is a type of soul magic that is borderline or directly black magic. Rather than suspecting spirit kidnapping, most cases involve invasive love magic. These types of magics are often peddled by those who claim to tie red strings of fate and love between parties. These types of sorcerers can use a spirit to trap and isolate a person's soul from the original connections and wearing it down. It may involve imprinting another soul, the intended connection, to the vulnerable victim's soul. Those who peddle black magic love connections or potions harm many innocent people. These artificial fate interventions of those involved can harm further spiritual growth. Rather than depending on magic, a relationship should depend on personal work and honest effort. Otherwise, people are just lying to everyone involved. The kinder spirit step-parents are the ones who step up without asking. They'll offer another boob to suckle and another arm to carry and support their adoptee. Because there are no physical limitations, they can always be there. Some of them will prevent pictures being taken of the adoptee and will do their best to interfere with recordings of them. Of course, this all depends on their personality and spheres of influence. Some of them stay very far in the back as they watch over their adoptee, but their presence can be felt if someone tries to invade the sphere of their adoptee. We have now reached the very end. Stay tuned for the next research summary. We will further explore other basics and dive into more occultic subjects. Maybe tomorrow.